Namaskar, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Holiday Showcase featuring Toronto Tabla Ensemble and Lavanya Academy of Indian Arts. I am Lavani Mohanta, the director of Lavanya Academy. And before we begin, I just wanted to say we don't have tickets particularly for this event, but we really appreciate and welcome donations towards our shows and programs like this. We also do music videos and a lot of coming out with albums and different retreats and camps. So, to help with all of that, we do appreciate any donation, little or generous amount, whatever you like. And thank you so much in advance for that. And also with me hosting today is Shamir Banchal from Toronto Tabla Ensemble.
Namaskar. How are you,
Namaskar,
Lavanya?
Shamir. How are you?
I'm excellent. Yeah, great. Looking forward to this show, and I think really looking forward to all of the students performing and seeing your students as well from California and Florida, I believe, and all over the place.
Yes, and that's why this is such a wonderful initiative to have this, even though, again, we continue on in this pandemic, but it does bring us all together from different parts of the world. And today we are featuring students from three corners of the continent, and as you said, California, Florida, and of course, Ontario, Canada. So that's really exciting that we could come together like this. And you'll see many performers of different levels and ages, which is also very interesting today. And dance, some of them will be dancing for the first time to TTE music. And all the pieces today that we performed is part of Toronto Tabla Ensemble's albums, right, Shamir?
That's right. Yeah. So all of the students you'll be seeing performing today from the Toronto Tabla Ensemble are members of the youth ensemble. So the youth ensemble is really training to become part of the main ensemble. They're learning tabla, but they're also learning much more about music production, video production, and also all of these different shows online. So you'll be seeing 8 of them today, I believe, members of the Toronto Tabla Youth Ensemble. And all of the songs that they're going to be performing with members of Labuni's group from California and Florida are compositions that Ritesh Das, the artistic director and founder of the Toronto Tabla Ensemble, has composed over the last 30 years. So I think the oldest song today is maybe from 2002, and then up to all the way up to a very recent track that was only released a few months ago. So you're going to be seeing this huge breadth of Toronto Tabla Ensemble pieces, and we're looking forward to both sides performing these at the same time. All of the pieces are based on traditional tabla compositions that are handed down from the teacher to the student. So although they're more contemporary pieces, they are based in classical Hindustani tabla compositions. Um, and a lot of the students are also learning tabla as well. Some of them have even started during the pandemic, so online. And that's really been a great thing about the last 2 years. We've been able to teach all of these students online. I'm sure Laboni, you're doing the same thing as well. And so the classes are still going, and really anyone from around the world can actually learn right now online. So that's the amazing thing about what we're doing. So if you're interested in learning tabla, please do check out our website at torontotabla.com, and you can learn more about classes as well as all of the music videos and music that we're creating. Yeah, Labani, I'm sure we have a first piece for the show. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so the opening piece will be a very special piece. It's called Bhumika from the album Bhumika. And Ritesh Da had created this as a tribute to his brother, my Guruji Pandit Chitresh Das. And it has an essence of Lord Shiva in this piece, which is actually my Guruji would often perform an invocation to Lord Shiva when he opened his concerts. So this has that essence, and I love this piece, and it actually starts with a Shiva shloka. So the students of mine that will be joining TTYE for this piece are from my Berkeley Center. So here in California, we have three centers, Berkeley, Dublin, and Fremont. So the kids that will be performing today, they're from Berkeley. And a special thing about this group is that they actually just received their gungru in a special blessing ceremony. And this is a tradition we have, and it's indicates, that they are taking on the study of Kathak further in a more long-term, serious way. So it was a very special moment just a little bit over a month ago that they received their gungru. So
Wow.
they've added these weights to their ankles and they just started dancing with them. So they're getting used to it. And this is, of course, their first performance with the gungru. So they have been learning for a couple of years now, and very excited that we'll open the piece with them performing the shloka and then TTYE joining them. So everyone enjoy our opening piece, Bhumika.
परशुमृगवरा भीतिहस्तं प्रसन्नम् पद्मासीनं समन्तास्तुतमर्गणे व्याघ्रकृतिं वशानम् विश्वाद्यं विश्ववन्द्यम् निखिलवैहरम् पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रम्
Beautiful, fantastic performance. It's so nice to see these young ones doing it. I still remember performing this with you, Shamir, actually, with you all when I first came out 3 years ago and first started working with you guys.
That's right. Yeah, we usually start the show with this piece as well. As you said, it's a kind of tribute to Riteshji's brother, Chitrashji, and Pandit Chitrashji, and your Guruji as well. So that was a great start to the show, and I'm looking forward to all of the other performances that are going to be happening tonight as well.
Yes, our next one is actually a dream symposium, and
Wow.
this is a fun piece. And for those of you out there who haven't seen it, you should definitely watch this music video that was done on Dream Symposium. Um, Shamir, you want to say a little bit about the music video?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the music video was released as part of the album Unexpected Guest as well. And Laboni, I know you came to Toronto with a few of your dancers as well. And this was an amazing production directed by Melissa Das Arp. Um, and this was a really interesting time because it was the first time that a lot of the Toronto Tabla Ensemble youth ensemble members had taken part in a music video. And for anyone who's not been part of a music video shoot, it's a very intense and involved process. And it requires a lot of people to actually make these things happen. So, for example, the youth ensemble were actually on set from 8 a.m. all the way until 11 p.m. at night. So really intense day of filming, and the Melissa D is involved as the director. Obviously Ritesh is there guiding everyone as well, but there's also the film crew, the lighting crew, the stage, makeup and hair, and many volunteers. And so I think there were about 30 or 40 people just in that studio at that time to make that video happen. And so obviously this takes a lot of support from everyone involved, but also it takes a lot of funding. So as Laboni pointed out earlier, we really do strongly encourage you to use the link. I believe it's posted in the chat on the YouTube page, and this link is to a Canada Helps website. And so please do consider making a contribution towards the ensemble, and all of this funds will go directly to supporting the next year of programming. If you enjoy these music videos and performances, then really do strongly consider contributing using that link in the chat or in the comments. And I believe our next piece, so this is the next piece, Dream Symposium. And Laboni, you have another set of dancers performing this one for us too.
Yeah, so joining TTYE, and again, everyone, please check out this video. As Shamir said, it was so much fun doing it. Two of my dancers came out to be a part of that music video, and like Shamir said, it's an all-day ordeal. Like camera crew, and then the makeup hair crew, and then the performers, and then Riteshta, Melissa directing the whole thing, and so we had a fabulous experience, and the end product was a beautiful dream concept that happened, and there's some really fun parts in there. And in fact, my kids class, they every week when we have class, they request to watch that video, so I play it for my young ones. So please do watch it. And now, after performing it myself, it's going to be great to see this next young generation performing it. So the kids that I have performing this piece next are from the Dublin Center of the Academy. And they also, just like the previous group, received their Kumru just last month. So they've only been wearing their Kumru for a month. So they'll be performing alongside TTYE in this piece. So sit back and enjoy our next piece, Dream Symposium.
Wow, that was a really powerful performance of Dream Symposium, and I saw a lot of smiling faces. It looked like you were really enjoying that performance as well. So our next performance is actually a solo performance of the Toronto Tabla Youth Ensemble. And for anyone who doesn't know, the Youth Ensemble is as I mentioned before, a group of students who all learn under Ritesh, but are actually in training to become part of the main ensemble. And many of them are actually progressing to that level. And the youth ensemble don't just learn tabla, they learn about music production, video production. They all have their beautiful backdrops and lighting, which they've been practicing over the last 2 years in the pandemic as we learn over Zoom. And so they're also learning many different instruments at the same time. So not just tabla, they're learning, as you can see, other percussion instruments like the shaker, manjira, triangle, and Jishnu you see is on the drum kit. And Alian, you'll see in the next piece, is actually playing a mallet instrument. So he's playing the melody as well as playing tabla. And Alian is an interesting example of a new student from the Toronto Tabla Youth Ensemble who is actually learning online. So again, if you are interested in classes, definitely check out our torontotabla.com page for class information. And he's actually joining us from Ottawa today, as well as all of these instruments. So the next piece that they'll be performing is called Wait, and this is off of the 2002 Toronto Tabla Ensemble album called Weaving. So once again, this is the Toronto Tabla Youth Ensemble, and they will be performing Wait off of the 2002 album Weaving. Please enjoy the next performance.
Wow, what a performance this was. Amazing. I love this piece. Has so many things going on and it's just a whirlwind, and surprise instruments coming out. And I think I first heard this back in my Guruji's class actually. I think my Guruji had played this in class once. Back when it came out. So it's so nice to hear it again and also see these young ones playing so fast to this challenging piece. I really enjoyed that. Um, so our next piece will now be dancers only, and this group of mine will have a few of members from my advanced group performing the next piece. And while the two groups you saw earlier of mine, the younger ones, they had never performed to TTE music before, so this was their first time. Now, the advanced group, they've actually had an opportunity to work with the TTE music. And in fact, as Shamir had mentioned, a couple of these students had come out to Toronto 2 years ago for our summer retreat we did together. Then last year, when the pandemic started, we these ladies did a virtual summer retreat where we produced a performance documentary called "How We Did This Summer," and please check that out. It's really really fantastic and on YouTube. And how we did a performance in the pandemic and creating that together. So that's on YouTube. And they also participated in our Tabla Kathak Time virtual series we did over the past year and a half, and also working on a dance drama choreography to one of the TTE pieces that we hope to perform and show you sometime. So they're working on a lot of stuff with TTE, and today they will perform Casual from the album Humika. And I really love this piece. I first heard it when I performed out there with the TTE 3 years ago, and they had played that piece, and I thought this sounds really cool. It's very intriguing and mysterious in the beginning, and then the pace increases later. And what I found interesting was, which you'll hear shortly, is not just the beats, but the silence or the pauses between the beats, which makes you kind of feel a sense of anticipation. So because I loved it so much, I just started choreographing to it, and there have been many iterations, many dancers and different groups of dancers that have performed to this over the past couple of years, including some of my advanced dancers, and I also performed to it in the New York Kathak Festival, and also with my advanced group in the San Mateo Performing Arts Center, and of course with TTE in Toronto. So now they just performed, luckily, they got to perform in person a week ago at a charity gala event, finally, after 2 years, which was wonderful. So I think you'll enjoy their piece, Casual Now. We present that to you virtually. So please enjoy. Beautiful performance.
That was incredible. Yeah. And for a piece that we play so often in the ensemble, to see your dance choreography and how you've interpreted that song, it's really amazing. And I think you've really hit on the kind of power and the interesting parts of that song.
Oh, thanks. I really love this piece. I never get tired of it. I never get tired of listening to it or watching it. And so it's been really fun to work with them on this, and they did a wonderful job today, and they did a wonderful job in person last week. So I hope you all enjoyed watching them too. And so we'll
Great.
go
Yeah.
on to the next one when we wanted to introduce our next host as well.
Yeah, so before we move any further, I'd like to introduce someone who's really at the kind of backbone and heart of the Toronto Tabla Ensemble, along with Riteshji, obviously. And she's also the music director, the film director for the ensemble, and producing a lot of the music videos and amazing marketing graphics that you see, and doing a lot of work behind the scenes to really keep the momentum going and to maintain this for everybody. So please give a very warm welcome to Melissa Das Arp.
Wow, namaskar. Thank you. Thank you for that amazing intro. Nice to be here.
Wonderful to see you in such holiday spirit there.
I try, once a year, right? You got to try a little bit.
Yeah, and this is a great time of year. And like Shamir said, I always remember my first project with you all when you and Ritishta invited me to come out to be in the music video for Face Off. And that was the first time I was introduced to these music videos that you do. And it's so much work. I can see that. And, but we have so much fun doing it. And I had just hopped on a plane and just flew into the film studio pretty much and danced many times, many takes, and then created something very beautiful with everyone. And actually, that music video went on to gain international recognition and awards, right?
I know, who would have thought? It was all of our firsts. It was the first time Razak, Shamir, Nivedan composed a piece like for the album. It was the first time I actually had a little bit of a budget for a music video, so that was exciting to actually go into a studio and have people fly in for the video. So it was a first, I think, for all of us in so many ways, and we learned so much, and we had a lot of fun actually. That was it was a great time.
Yeah, I know. And so I think, yeah, it's been in many film festivals all over the world, and the song has actually won many awards and such. So, was there a question maybe that you had?
Yes, there's a trivia question, and any of the TTYE members, they cannot answer this question, so that's out. Alicia, if you see that, no. So yes, so the song actually won Best Global, I think, Shamir. What was it? No, Best Global Song?
Best world
World
music.
Traditional.
World music song. Yeah.
Traditional. Right, right, right. At the International Music Awards. Now I'm forgetting what it was. But yeah, so the ensemble members traveled somewhere, and this is a trivia question. Where did they travel to? So if you know the answer to that, we will send you this package here with some. Actually, there's a new T-shirt and a really, really old vintage T-shirt and a new CD and actually the first CD ever made, which is not on Spotify. The rest is, but this one isn't. So it's pretty special. So we'll mail this over to you if you can put in the chat which city did they travel to get this award. So we'll watch out for whoever puts that in there first.
I think you have to subscribe to the Toronto Double Ensemble channel to be able to type in the chat, by the way, for this live show. So once you subscribe, you can type where they traveled to receive the Independent Music Award, and then, like Melissa said, whoever writes it first gets this gift.
That's right. So looking forward to seeing who gets that.
All right. So Speaking of that, Face Off. So again, yes, Shamir and Razak and Nivedan, I believe, were some of the composers, right, Shamir?
Yeah, that's right. So we were all in the senior student class with Riteshi, and he kind of challenged us to compose a song. And I think for me, definitely, and for many of their students, Razak and Nivethan, it was the first time we had composed a piece. And so we each have our kind of individual sections within the face-off piece, and you'll hear that through the song. So listen for the kind of changes that happen throughout this piece. And yeah, really looking forward to seeing what the dance choreography is for this as well.
Right. So with TTYE, we'll be joining. Now we go to the other corner of the continent, which is Florida. And these young ladies are dancing really well, and so it's very exciting. They'll be performing, joining TTYE in this piece, and it's exciting to see this next generation dance it for the first time. I think I've been the only one dancing it so far for the past few years, and loving enjoying it so much. And now we have a new generation of dancers who will be performing it. So they are from Tampa, Florida, and yeah, you'll get to see them along with TTYE, and we really hope you enjoy now watching their performance of Face Off. Fantastic. Oh man, I always feel like dancing whenever I hear this music.
Yeah, I feel like playing tabla as well. But it was great to see this next generation of tabla players and dancers performing this piece.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of these girls. They, been learning online from me the whole time
Wow.
since, yeah, since they started with me, joined me a year and a half ago. And of course, I think we met one time I went out there when things were a little better earlier in the summer. But even learning online, they're doing a wonderful job picking it up. And this is actually such a energetic piece. It's not easy to dance to give it justice. And so I think they did. And so it was really, really wonderful to see them and TTYE together, from different corners of the continent. So really happy to see this. I think we have one final piece now, which will normally in the live show, we would, if the audience wants us back, they ask for an encore. And so we give that. And this is a piece that I think Riteshta composed recently, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's correct. And
summer. It was over the summer, I think.
this summer, yep. And Melissa D created a beautiful music video as well for this piece that was just released, and you can find that again on the Toronto Tabla YouTube page, which I'm sure you're all on watching this right now. So as soon as you're done this show, you can just spend another hour going through all of the other Toronto Tabla Ensemble videos if you want to. But Melissa D, this was a pretty involved process, I believe. So for this new video, can you tell us a bit about what the theme for this video was and how it was kind of created as well?
Yeah, I mean, like every music video, what I do is I just listen to the song 100 times, close my eyes, and just whatever comes up. And I usually just start making some sketches and all that kind of stuff. And when I heard this piece, it just sounded like an end of a show, like really energetic and fun. And with the recitation, it just felt like something that you would actually go and see, like an actual show. And because we've been, not being able to do any shows in person anyway, in almost 2 years, it just felt like I needed something like that. Maybe we all needed something like that. So when I was visualizing it is coming into a show and watching a show, and as I was visualizing it, I kept seeing black and white and vintage and like different costuming and something totally different. So I thought, okay, let's see if we can go with something like that. And it was great. Everybody shot from home. We did that before, and we thought we'll try it again. We learned a lot from the first time, and the youth ensemble members did this time as well. And everybody they bought lights and a backdrop and did 100 takes probably at home, and then sent me all the files. And with Shamir's help, like you were great with like getting all that together. That's a lot of work to do that. So and then Lavanya, also you joined in with your student, and you had some technical difficulties, I think, but it all worked out.
It's so difficult to do these from home, I have to say, because again, in the film studio, as we've done all of the past ones, it's such a wonderful experience. As the dancer, you just pretty much come and dance. Everything else is being done around you, like the camera crew is handling lights, cameras, different cameras and angles, and then the makeup and hair that's done for you. So here at home, you have to try doing all the parts and figuring out the lights, figuring out the angles, knowing how far back, how far close, different shots. I took shots of my own feet. That was a difficult feat in itself, pun intended. So yeah, it's really difficult, and again, audience members, definitely check these out. Melissa is so creative in how she puts it together, even from home. It doesn't look like we're at home. And you can see our last one too. Miriam's here as well. It's like we're transported to a different place, and you would think we're in Encore 21, for example. Really, it looks like tabla players are sitting next to each other, and Ritishta's on stage with me reciting while I'm dancing. So it's very unique and creative, and how this is all done. So definitely check that out, and along with the other music videos. And I think this is our last final piece, and one of my students who was in the music video will be performing it now, as well as some of my adults that started with me in Dublin Center just 2.5 years ago or so. So they are taking on the challenge to perform this very vibrant, energetic piece, encore, and I think you'll all enjoy it. So please enjoy our final piece of today's show.
Wow, that was incredible. And that was a really powerful finale to the show. And great to see all of the dancers and tabla players playing together. And for the youth ensemble, amazing job. You guys have been doing really well. This is a really talented young group of students. They all have their own kind of interests, and some of them are even great graphic designers like Shomik, and Abuv is a great percussionist. And we even have Anshul today, who was supposed to be flying to India, but through chance actually was able to perform tonight. So great to see all of that.
Yeah, fantastic performance by everyone from all levels and ages, top to bottom. And especially this last piece made me feel like getting on stage again. Can't wait for that when we're able. And I think hopefully we will be getting on stage soon, right? We have some upcoming events happening.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah. So, oh, yep.
Go
Next
ahead.
year is a super busy year for us, and Melicity will tell you more as well. But so we have in the works, Riteshji and the whole team is working on this new album, which is going to be released next year. And so, as part of that, we're going to be having two live concerts. So, our first live concerts after 2 years. And this is, we're really excited for this because it's going to be the first time all of the musicians are on stage and a live audience again. And Labonidi will be there as well, along with Nagata Shachu taiko drummers and Mariam Toller, as well as I believe Am I missing anyone, Linsity?
There's some to be announced still, I think.
Some to be announced. Okay, so some surprise guests for the show as well.
Yeah.
But these two shows are taking place on March 19th at the Harbourfront Centre in Toronto. So that's March 19th in Toronto. And then the day after, March 20th, in the Wolf Auditorium in London, Ontario. So keep those two dates in your calendar and go to the Toronto Tabla Ensemble's Facebook page for more information about those concerts and everything else that's going to be happening in the next year, as well as the CD release.
Yay! I'm so excited for 2022. It's going to be better than 2021. And before we exit, I wonder, is there anyone who guessed the right answer to the trivia question?
I think so. Yeah, we have the first person who answered is Kamakshi. So Kamakshi, congratulations! You will be receiving this package. And because we have another correct answer, we want to also send a package to this person. I think, what is it? Kulashi? Kulashi dances, so must be a dancer. So we'll send, if you can send us just your mailing address to info@tablaensemble.com, we will send this out to you. And because the TTYE was not able to answer this trivia, I do have a question for them that they can answer in the comments later. Who composed the ending part of Face Off? Who was it? Was it Razak? Was it Shamir? Was it Nivedan? So this is for you guys to figure that one out and let me know, and we'll send you something. I'll find something and send it to you. So I'm not
The first one to answer.
Multiple winners.
yeah.
Great. Well, thanks everyone. I think TTE, Riteshta, Melissa, all of you, and for us coming together like this with Leia on our side. It's so wonderful that we could do this, and that was like a silver lining of the pandemic as we continue to navigate through this. We're happy to celebrate these moments and end the year and this way. So really happy to have done this together. Congratulations to all the performers who worked hard at the end of the year, especially when we're all going into vacation mode now, I think. So we really had a great time, and we all hope all of you audience members enjoyed the show too. So happy holidays, and we look forward to seeing you in 2022.
Great.
Happy holidays. Namaskar.
Namaskar.